What's up, you guys? I'm here with the next episode of Choose Your Destruction, and as promised in the last video where I did it on mermails, I am now focusing on Bujins. I'm going to try and wrap up this little kind of mini-series soon. This is just something I'm doing for the end of the format, the last month of the format. Just for anyone going to regionals, there's been a lot of regionals, a lot of events going on. A lot of people have been asking me, and I will be making a video about it. I won't be traveling at all for the rest of this season. I know a lot of people are probably going to be shocked by that statement, but I won't be going pretty much to any regionals, any events. I won't be going to nationals. I'm not even really trying to go to nationals, and it's not because this is in Detroit. It's just because I'm not focusing on that right now. I'll be making a video about that soon. I'm not quitting the game, don't worry about that. I'm just focusing on graduating school because I just really want school done. It's been an absolute burden for me, and it's been cutting into all my time, so I really want to finish that, get that done, and then be able to, have a regular working job and then be able to freely go back to the events like I used to. So I'll be making a video on that soon, so don't worry, but I'll keep you guys updated with that soon. But in the meantime, I just want to make videos for you guys so that those of you that do travel, those of you that do participate in these events, and for those of you it's a lot of your first times going to events, that just like the basics and the in and outs of the game. So here I'm doing my episode on Bujins, and Bujins have been popping up everywhere ever since they topped Atlanta. People have been running into Kaiser Coliseums, they've been running into Royal Decrees, they've been running into Yamatos and Mikazuchis and Crane everywhere. Honest, 4 Honest in a deck is insane, and people have just been getting very, very irritated by the deck and wondering, what the hell do I do to just shut these stupid little things up? And believe it or not, Bujins are very, very fragile. They are very susceptible to a lot of things in this game right now. There is an article on blogcoretcg.com that talked about how the version of Bujins that topped Atlanta, how Royal Decree solved a lot of their problems. For the fact that a lot of these cards here are trap cards. A lot of these cards that are sided here are sided for other matches, and then they automatically hit Bujins. So Bujins is very fragile right now. So I'm just going to talk about some of these cards. And I did include Necro Valley. Damn it, I did include Necro Valley, and that'll be the last card I talk about. But I'm just getting into some basic ones. Dimensional Fissure is self-explanatory. They can't crane. They can't send any of their Bujins to the graveyard. They can't do anything. They just sit there in the hand and do nothing. Unless they get rid of the Dimensional Fissure, they're not going to be able to do anything. D-Fissure just shuts them down like flat out. They can't Royal Decree it, so the card is just really good. And unfortunately it's at 1, but as the same thing I said in yesterday's video about mermails, a 1 of is just still as powerful as like any of these other cards, and it's just a good card to decide if your deck can support it. Debunk, another card that I talked about for mermails. I'm talking about it for Bujins too. Turtle, yeah, Crane, Turtle, Quillin, what is that? Hair, all of them activate in the graveyard or the hand. You just debunk them, they're done. You remove them, they're done. They're not getting them back. The only thing that they'll do, I guess, after the debunk is if they happen to have Bujin Arsuda in their hand and then use Bujin Arsuda, but honestly, it's not going to do anything. So, debunk is just an amazing card against that deck. Completely shuts them down. Not only does it hit Crane, but it hits all the other Bujins. So I think debunk, like I've said in pretty much any video where I talk about debunk, I feel debunk is one of the best side deck cards for the remainder of this format. DNA Surgery. It's very simple. Bujins are so fragile, they need to be Beast Warriors in order for you to activate Crane, in order for you to activate Bujin Hair. To activate any of the real effects, you have to have a Beast Warrior face up. So if you DNA Surgery and call, I don't know, call fish or dinosaurs or something ridiculous, they're not going to be able to do anything. Their graveyard is then dead and pointless. Like, I think the only thing they can do is use Turtle, because I think Turtle, I don't even know. I think you can do Turtle. Turtle, I think, says if you target a Bujin monster. So, okay, they can Turtle, but I mean, even then, it doesn't really matter. DNA Surgery, like, it kills spellbooks, it'll kill this deck. Light Imprisoning Mirror is literally the be-all, end-all. This used to be the card you sided for Light Sworns because Light Sworns were insane. And, once again, it completely just makes the deck null and void. All the effects on field, all the effects on graveyard are gone. The only thing they can do is Bujin Crane you, and honestly, they only have 3 Cranes. So once you're able to you know, get rid of those. You're just in a good position. None of their graveyard effects work. So if you destroy the Bujins head on, they can't do anything. They can't turtle. They can't hair. So they're really just in trouble. Lightning Praising Mirror is like a staple. Like every side deck for a deck that's not Bujins I see is siding this card. So obvious. Macrocosmos just is even better than Dimensional Fissure. It just flat out just shuts them down. There's nothing else I can say. The only thing that this card doesn't have over D-Fissure is if they do have a decree, this card's null and void. But I mean, that's what Typhoons are for. That's what Twisters are for. Anything to just pop their decree and then they're in trouble because Macro will just flat out just destroy them. Mind Crush is the card, though. I think Mind Crush is like a hidden gem against this deck. Mind Crush is just so good. I talked about yesterday how Mind Crush can cripple a water player. It cripples a Bujin player even worse. They're adding cards from their hand and they're discarding. They first go to the hand, you're able to Mind Crush them. Mind Crushing Crane, they're left defenseless. Mind Crushing, like when they tanky for Yamato, take away Yamato, they're defenseless. A lot of the deck is very linear. It relies on having Yamato on board. It relies on having Cranes to protect you from battle, Hairs to protect you from battle, Turtles from targeting. But when you Mind Crush and take away the problem before it even starts, the Bujin player is pretty much just outclassed in every way. There's not a lot of things they can do. Mind Crush just flat out just shuts them down. And like I said, this format, every deck is searching. They run triple pot of duality. They run triple tanky. You're always going to know what's in their hand. They're always searching. They're like an open book to you. So by Mind Crushing away all their answers, you just beat them with your answers. I think Mind Crush is a great card. And Soul Drain, just like to complete the triplicate, the beauty of Soul Drain, D-Fissure, and Macro is that not only are you siding them for water, but you can side them for this deck. And that's what's so amazing about these three cards right now is that they're able to flat out shut down not only Mermails, but also Bujins. Any effect that activates in the graveyard, they're done. Like Hare and Turtle and Quillen and all those little Bujins are a real problem. So by eliminating that, they're left defenseless. All they have is Crane, and if you Mind Crush away Crane, they're done. Like it's very easy to just shut them down with cards like Soul Drain and D-Fissure and Macro and all those things. The beauty of D-Fissure and Macro, though, like I mentioned, is they can't crane you. They can't send it to the graveyard, so there's nothing they can really do. So I really do like the triplicate against them like I do against Mermail. And last but not least, Necro Valley. So for all the GK players out here, Gravekeepers have a field day with Bujins, an absolute field day. Because with Necro Valley on the board, not only are the Gravekeepers big, not only can Descendant pop them, they can't turtle, they can't hair, they can't do anything. They can't do anything while Necro Valley's face up on the board. So Necro Valley, I mean, okay, it sounds very odd that you would side this, but hey, I've seen people side deck this card before, and I'm not even kidding. If you're running a deck that doesn't run a field, I mean, Necro Valley's just kind of just like a big middle finger to what you're trying to do to any graveyard activated effects. So I think Necro Valley is just a hidden gem that I think a lot of people realize is a good answer, but just may not have the room to side deck it. But I mean, hell, even one copy in against them, you know, if you draw it, if you get to it, like it's just another thing that they have to deal with. And once again, Royal Decree will not save them, whereas it would against a lot of these other cards. But that's where you side Typhoons, Twisters, Diamond Direwolf away things. You have so many answers to Royal Decree that Necro Valley is just a really solid card that I like to throw in here. And I know I didn't cover everything, but I mean, that's what the comments below are for. So any other cards you guys side against Bujin, things I haven't thought of, things I haven't mentioned on purpose, feel free to include them. You guys included Banisher yesterday. I openly knew Banisher was a great card, just didn't include it, but plenty of people mentioned it. So once again, in the discussion comments below, let me know the card you side against Bujins, and let me know the next episode you want to see here. I think people said Fire Kings, and I'm not too familiar with Fire Kings, but I'll do some research and I guess spell books and other things like that for the remainder of this format. I only want to have to do maybe 2 more episodes of this, so if there are 2 really important decks that I should talk about, let me know. And I'll definitely include them here. I think Geargia will be one of them, and I guess we'll have to pick another deck. So whatever you guys feel is really important for me to talk about, I will just include that in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will be bringing a lot more content to you guys when the new format starts up April 1st. But I just want to wrap up this format by helping you guys properly side deck and combat the decks that annoy you so greatly. So that's all I got to say, you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thumbs it up, and thank you for watching.